What player has not dreamed of being the overtime hero in the 7th and deciding game of a Stanley Cup playoff series? And on Tuesday night, that dream came true for Alexander Burrows, but that was just the start of it. So here's the story of 24 hours in the life of Alexander Burrows.
And he's dumped the puck back in. Campoli trying to clear it. Burrows shoots, scores!
So, Alex, the goal of your life and a baby less than 24 hours later, is anything else going on?
No, that's it about it. That's enough. Obviously, it's been a really emotional 24 hours.
So let's start with the game. The pressure on the Canucks heading into it reached almost a ridiculous stage. What were you thinking during the national anthem?
Coming to the rink, obviously, we felt that it was a must-win for us and for this team, especially because we thought if we'd lose this game, there'll be a lot of good teammates and good friends that might go elsewhere. Who knows what would have happened, but we found a way to get it done.
Well, some of the pressure was relieved when you scored the first goal of the game, and your line had been outstanding from the opening face-off. Were you starting to think that you could be the difference in the game?
When I scored that first goal, we felt good about our game because we're a pretty good team when we have the lead, and it felt good, but then it was a little bit of a roller coaster right after that.
As it turned out, you could not get that second critical goal in regulation time. You had the best chance to get it on your penalty shot, which I'm sure you'd agree turned out to be not very threatening. What happened?
Well, obviously, getting tripped by Keith, I kind of hit my leg against the post a little bit. My leg was sore a little bit. I had a lot of time to think, and I played with Crawford in Montreal. He's a Montreal boy, and I think he knows my back-end move, and I thought I could maybe surprise him with a shot, and the puck kind of rolled just before, and I looked down for a second to make sure the puck wasn't rolling, and I think once I looked down, he had me, and I had no room to shoot. I still tried to put it in there, but there was nothing there.
What was the most important thing said in the room heading into overtime?
I think Lou really said that he was going to shut the door, and said someone's going to be the hero tonight, and everything that was said in the locker room was really positive. Guys felt good going into OT, and we really believed that we could get it done.
It's the nature of overtime that someone will be a hero, and you were, but before that, Alex, you were almost the GOAT.
Oh,
there you were, sitting in the penalty box in overtime with the Hawks pressuring for the winning goal. What were you thinking?
Well, I went into the box. I was really disappointed. I could have been on suicide watch if we would have lost that game, because you never want to be that guy that puts your team down, especially in overtime. And I think they only had one good chance, and that was Sharp on a pass from Taze, and Lou really read it perfectly, and he came out big and made that big stop for us.
And then the OT winner, the goal of your life, one of the biggest in Vancouver franchise history. What did you think of the eruption at Rogers Arena when that puck went in?
Oh, it was great. It was well-deserved, I think. We felt as a team really relieved. You could feel the intensity and the energy in the building, and it was a great moment.
This is the part of the 24 hours that I thought on Thursday morning was somewhat understated. The no small matter of you and Nancy awaiting the birth of your first child. So what were the events of the morning and the day after you saved the Canucks season?
The next morning after that game, they said, oh, today's the day that we're going to get the labor done. And when the doctor told me to grab the baby, and he kind of told me to pull it out too, so I yanked it out, and probably the best feeling in the world. And she was crying a little bit, and but it's something I'll remember for the rest of my life.
How did the emotion then of the game of your life on Tuesday night compare with the arrival of Victoria?
It's funny how things work, that those are two things that happen within 24 hours, and hockey's really important to me, but it's still a game when you look at it at the end of the day. What's really important people take for granted, it's to have a healthy baby and a healthy wife. That's really what I live for, and to see my wife and my baby, that's the best thing I could have seen.
Could life be any better than it is right now?
Well, it could have been terrible if we would have lost that game, and even my wife mentioned it to me. If you guys would have lost, I'm not even sure I would have wanted you to be in the delivery room, because I know you would have been sour and pouting and that kind of stuff. But no, life is great right now, especially with the near rival, and maybe a Stanley Cup would be a nice hat trick on that.